Did you know that online streaming is becoming the most powerful means of reaching a broader audience? Even major networks are transitioning from cable television to online streaming platforms. BGK is a Christian online TV network that is ahead of the curve. We specialize in virtual broadcasting, allowing leaders to broadcast right from their homes while sitting in the comfort of their customized studios. And as if that wasn't enough, you can have our very own broadcast production for as low as $25 per week. Yes, I said it, $25 per week. Wouldn't you love to have your studio right in the comfort of your home? Well, call us at 877-386-6207 and become a broadcast partner with BGK Broadcast Network.
Hello, I am Evangelist Virginia Bowie, the host of the Cafe Freedom chat show that airs Mondays at 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock p.m. If you have an inspiring, transformative word that you want to share, why not consider becoming a part of the BGK Network family? You'll be a blessing and you'll be blessed.
BGK 24/7 online Christian TV network. Making what was once impossible, possible.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to the F.L.O.W. Converse on the Couch, hosted by BGK Network and brought to you by Glory Cloud Broadcast. I am excited again. We are back once again, picking up and continuing our conversation on achieving the state of flow and happiness to get you into your greatest best self, right? We talk about that often. We talk about being our best self. We talk about being in a place. We talk about being spiritually confident and solid. But a lot of times we run from that wisdom that comes from that, because it's seen and deemed as a negative place. It's deemed and seen as something you did wrong, even though life continues and there's just things that will happen in life that we don't bring upon ourselves. Yes, choices do sometimes, but life will continue. And so it's how we come out of it, how we choose to receive and get us to the next level of whatever that moment is, right? And so today I just go a little bit more about what it means to operate in a state of flow. Not only standing on your faith and living it out, in choosing to allow the nuggets of wisdom to come out of those experiences, whether it's good or bad. But today I'm going to talk about how we could go a little bit deeper, even in this time that we're isolated, that we are called to stay within our own comforts of our home with our children or our pets or family members, neighbors that we probably don't even see other than when we go check the mailbox, if you're within, a multi-unit place. But most importantly, how do you tap into that state of flow within you? It's going on about 3 weeks now, longer nationally. But since the call to shut in within our state, it's going on about 3 weeks, and the reports sometimes are very devastating. Many are losing 2 and 3, 4 family members at a time. Jobs just can no longer afford to pay. People are getting restless. Relationships are becoming tense. Because the task at hand of focusing on how to stay safe and to keep you healthy is being encountered with all the other things that it takes to do that. And so previously we talked about what that looks like, being in a state of flow. We talked about tapping into that, and being in a state of flow is when you could um, focus on the task at hand, when you could block out and not concentrate on what's going on around you. It's when you can lose focus of time because you've tapped in and you're like just kind of walking that thing out. You're feeling it in your sensations, the outcome and the excitement and the peace that it brings you. It sparks another level of creativity within you. And you don't realize that you have kind of went into a solitude place within yourself, within your the area that you're in, within spirit realm, within a place that has been created for you to have that moment, to birth out some gifts that may have been laying dormant and you may have been afraid to tap into. You may have had some words that have just been coming across, and now you have a book in hand. You may have just wanted a snack and a dessert, and next thing you know, you have this beautiful display that you don't want to touch because you want the world to see what has come about from you in this quiet state. Right? But we have not been reminded. You don't hear many talk about operating in that place, because we live in just a state of just go and get it done and get to the next thing and get to the next thing. Where sometimes that leads, and it could leave an individual feeling defeated, like they don't have anything to offer, like they just a place of despair. But guess what? We come to let you know and remind you that despair does not have to be your portion, even in this moment of time that we're living in nationally with the pandemic. That this is a time that you could really find that place of flow within you, that you could bring about that secret place that you always felt you never had time for. How about that? We all should be coming out of this state of isolation better, brighter, and offering much more to this world and to those that felt they had nothing and they had nothing to lose, and that they wasn't worthy of the space that they're in. Isn't that exciting? I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that as I go through the day and I take time and I look out the window and I reflect on those. Yes, we desire everyone be indoors, and yes, there's some that just won't obey, but there's some that don't have an indoor to go to. And so you think about what could you bring to them that will give them some peace and some hope, that will spark a smile, that will spark a little bit of joy, that will dissipate that hopelessness that they're engaging in day after day after day. Guess what? Your flow state, your flow state, your flow state is a great place. Wow. When I breathe that in and I think about the creative spaces that have come about with me unintentionally, even in my worst state of being, after dealing with the tragedy and transition of things, and just seeing where I am now, like wisdom, the wisdom that flow state, right? We talk about wisdom. We talk about the benefits of wisdom, the character that wisdom brings, the honor, the greater influence, and how having wisdom helps strengthen and have a deeper understanding, to grow you to another level of faith, right? It allows you to be fearing of God and respect skeptical of others and their views, being hungry for the truth and more truth, right? It brings about a hunger to want to go a little bit deeper. The power of that is bringing more knowledge, more experiences, and understanding those experiences. And so every day, in experience that we experience life, there is, that flow, which is important. It is a component of your well-being. It's a component of your creativity, and it is very rewarding if you allow yourself to be in that place. And we can call it something different. We can say, that state of peace, that state of connection, spiritually, naturally, where your whole being is tapping in. But with practice, once you realize what it is, and just calling it out, because some people don't understand, you can replicate that, and you can continue to have a full, engaged, and happy life and happy experience, even within this experience. Yes, there's a lot of things going on, and a lot of things that could shaken up a lot of emotions and triggers some anxiety and triggers some depression. But today I just bring this conversation a little bit more to offer just a tool. You can use it as a tool and a gift to help you stay healthy, to help you keep your mindset in a good place during this time. Once again, we've been locked away going in 3 to 4 weeks now, and things can be a little intense. And so it takes some time. It takes some time. It takes some practice. If you can reflect on that time that you did lock away and that you had that quiet time and you went into a place and you came out and you realized, oh my God, all that time went by. That felt good. I want to go back there. Keep that in mind. Because you don't have to feel shaken or like you're disrupting the plan because you have to plan some time out. You don't. You can really just 30 minutes of your time focusing on that moment, that sensation, that task, that idea that brings you that enlightenment within, right? That draws you to want to go a little bit deeper in that truth. In that word, in those revelations, get those understanding, go a little bit deeper, right? And it depends on the person. Every day is a different day. Today, it may take you 10 minutes, or that you intentional about it. Tomorrow, it may take you about 40 minutes to be intentional about it, because each day is different and each level is different. Each task is different. So it's not just a thing that you do, it's just a way of being. It's a way of processing where you are, to get you to a place of enjoying, to be able to spark something greater, even out of the simplest things, and being okay with that. Being okay with flowing. Flowing. We were created to flow. Right? We were created to flow, and sometimes we need a little help with that. And so, as a gift and offering unto you, we created out of that state of flow, the Flow 30-day life gratitude journal. Right? Because sometimes life can get heavy, and you have all this stuff going on in your head, and we say one negative thought could be overshadowed by three positive thoughts and bring us back into a state of calm. And so in the journal, what you can get off of Amazon, or you can reach out to us here at the F.L.O.W.life41@gmail.com, and we will gladly connect you that you could get your copy of the Flow journal, 30-day journal. The journal is great with that because it helps you put those steps down. It helps you to be able to reflect. It helps you to put those ideas down that would help you to get and practice that place, right? You got to keep practicing that place. You got to keep revisiting that place in this time because it's very important. We are going through a lot. And being an adult and being the primary um, one that's, holding it all together. This could be trying for you. So keep practicing that. Keep practicing what makes you comfortable, whether it's writing, um, whether it's walking, get out and walk, whether it's riding your bike, having that sense of liberty and that flow of freedom, right? You're not looking and thinking about the distance. You just know that you just going to go until you have that break of whatever that sensation is. And when you look up, you have gotten yourself to a place that if you don't tap back in, it's going to look impossible to get there without great effort. That's what I'm talking about when we talk about flow and tapping into the state of flow that brings about a happiness, whether it's in your personal, whether it's in your down creative time, your family time, or your work time. But just knowing that flow is a place of wisdom, because that wisdom is allowing you to acquire and practice great gifts. It's bringing a little more longevity. It's the sustainability into the daily task of staying focused on staying healthy. Um, Now that it's been called and officially decided that home virtual schooling is the way to go for the rest of the school year, many are tapping into heartache. They're tapping into a lot of disappointment, but that don't allow that to overshadow you, right? Don't allow that to overshadow you. We here at the Flow, right? We stand on 2 Timothy 1:7 that we do not have, because God has not given us the spirit of fear, right? But He's given us a power and of a sound mind. The sound mind is that peace, it's that wisdom, that spirit, right? Of power is that flow, right? And so that flow, to take that, to get into that zone, to change the situation, to change your atmosphere, to work your mental operations and perform activities and duties and tasks in the day where it's peaceful, it's joyful, the complaining is minimal. Yes, there's some discomfort, but we're talking about transmuting and transitioning to a place where we are happy, taking this into place of wisdom where we can share these stories and it be shared from generations to generations, because we are actually operating within a historical moment during this time of the COVID pandemic. And so, how has that changed your focus? Right? Has it energized your focus for when you come out of this? Right? Are you fully involved in what that's going to look like and what you're coming out of this with? Are you finding ways to enjoy your process and those conversations, with your family and with your family members? Right? Even the communication. Our communication could become such a tool of a valuable nugget in a life force for someone else. Not everyone is processing through this in a good space. There are reports of suicide. If you are having conversation or checking in with someone, I do encourage you to reach out to 1-800-SUICIDE. That's the national hotline. If you're noticing that those that you're connected to are not in the best state and they're giving off signs, they're giving up, right? Please reach out. But along with that, continue to allow your state of flow to be cultivated, that you are bringing a valuable voice, that your compassion is overflowing, that your laughter is contagious, right? That your impact It's shattering those dark places, and it's allowing those that have been kind of encamped into that state of dark places are shameful and that they are negative and that they need to be disposed of. Beauty can come out of a dark place. Beauty can come out of a dark place. And we are living through dark spaces within this pandemic, but beauty is coming out of it. Science is creating and tapping into ways where lives that they thought were not going to make it is making it, right? Jobs that were lost or financial opportunities that were halted. Now there are new avenues of financial prosperity through the creative mind, touch, and flow that one has tapped in, right? And just the power of that, Yes, this is different. Many don't talk about it, and that's okay. You're gonna hear a lot of different, probably questionable and probably a little controversial conversations here, but this is what it's about, because God has given us many gifts, many different gifts, and has given us all the same gifts, but it's how the wisdom and understanding is revelated to that individual and how you utilize and how you share that gift. And so I'm excited here at the F.L.O.W to be able to come before you and to bring a unique conversation, to be able to allow my gifts in the wisdom of years of my marketplace experiences professionally and in my career, just different years and avenues of the ministry work that I've done, but most of all, just as a human at this time that is standing on my faith, that is tapping into my spirit and my gift in my faith, in my salvation, in the love of God, is bringing me through this time. Those around me and those that are connected, I encourage you to do the same, to continue to stand on it, continue to reach out, to continue to push and cultivate those different and many areas that we are given, to break out of the box of what was normal operation of impacting lives and bringing truth and light into those that may not otherwise have had that moment. Something great has happened out of this. Like, there was talk of no funds to preserve nothing for anyone that was in underrepresented communities. But even those in greater spaces, that the law of the land, those in the places of making the decisions, are tapping into the level of flow creativity. And they're talking about it. They're excited about it because they're reaching out and they're tapping into resources that are helping families to stay tapped in, dollars that would normally go somewhere else. They're talking about using those dollars so that individuals and households could have access to technology, internet, and technical devices, computers and things like that, where they could tap into the flow of creativity and communicate, to build, to bring life, to even call out for further help. Right? And so, be okay with that. Be accepting of that. Practice that, right? Choose the task that makes you happy. Find that quiet peace space. Clear away those distractions. Be comfortable with that new feeling in this new norm, right? And be okay with the quality and the talent of your gifts. Be okay with a different way of cultivating that. Be okay with the new you, because all of this is going to be new. Nothing is going to be the same when we're coming out of that. And know that there is purpose in that gift. Know that there's purpose in that God just loves us, that we were created with so much and so many details that some of us have never tapped in. Some have maybe had a little whiff of it, and some may find that it's uncomfortable. But we don't have to be uncomfortable. We don't have to be uncomfortable in this transitional time, in this time of flow that's pulling us out into our destinies, that's pulling us into our purposes, that's allowing us to bring healing, that's allowing us to be healed within this pressure, because greater is He that's in us than he that's in the world. And so many are saying that this is a curse and that this is punishment. Let's change that. Let's tap into the flow and let's understand and let's receive the gifts out of this pressure. Let's receive the gifts that's being transformed within this fire that has been brought upon us with the pandemic. I admonish you to just stay on task with your goals, with your future plans. Be more intentional and be more on fire for that. Tap into it. Find that place. Be okay with that, because life is happening and we can't change it, but we don't have to stay in that place. Let's turn the page. Right? Let's turn the page. Let's be excited. Let's remember who we are. Let's remember what we bring. Let's remember the hope that's within us. Right? Let's remember that the truth is within us. Let's allow it to be cultivated. Let's allow a deeper understanding and wisdom to be brought about in that, right? Because we must let go. We must let go. And now we've been forced to let go of the life we had planned, right? To go to a greater life that is awaiting on us, right? It's talked about, it's preached about so many times, and now we are here. And now, how do we get there, right? And so, I hope you got something out of this today as we continue on how to achieve the flow and being in a state of flow that brings about a greater happiness. We here at the Flow Life, we are honored and we thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, if you look for or want to join us, you have an idea of conversation and like to bring that to light, please give us a call at 312-857-6055 or email us at theflowlife41@gmail.com. Also, our Flow Life 30-Day Journal, please visit Amazon.com. Get your copy. But most of all, we look forward to seeing you here again. I am your host, Dr. Trayanda D. Towns, and I look forward to being with you again here at The Flow.